whatever I have done with conviction and with love, you know. But in the process of somebody's feelings are hurt, I apologize.
Welcome back to The Buck Stops Here. In our special focus tonight, on a day when MF Hussain turns 94, we're asking, is it not time to bring MF Hussain back home? Is it not time for the country to make it possible that Hussain ends his self-imposed exile? Remember, Hussain has now been in exile for several years because he fears attacks on him if he were to come back. Let's get straight into the debate. I want to start with Akhil Sibal, who's been representing MF Hussain in this case. Akhil, of course, we all know the several controversies that have tailed Mr. Hussain's life and times. But can you first explain, as far as the courts are concerned, the Supreme Court and the High Court, we understand that in most cases the courts have said what Hussain was painting was a work of art and he must be allowed to paint. Is that correct?
Yes, the most recent controversy arose in the context of the so-called Bharat Mata painting, which Hussain never titled as such. And the High Court in May of last year quashed 3 cases that were filed against him, alleging obscenity on account of that particular painting. In a longish judgment, which is to my mind a landmark judgment, the court expressed the view that, in fact, reiterated the well-settled legal proposition that nudity and painting somebody in the nude, albeit a goddess, is not per se obscene, and something more is required, and went on to say that, look, there's nothing really obscene at all about this painting, and further that Hindu art and sculpture, particularly ancient art, is replete with any number of examples of, in fact, much more erotic works which have a religious complexion, and therefore this is nothing, which is at all sort of out of the ordinary.
Unusual or unique is what you're saying. Yeah, I'll come back to you, Akhil.
And further, and more than that.
Yeah, okay. Before I go to Manish Tiwari, I want to get the artistic perspective on this. Subodh Gupta, as one of the country's best-known artists, I'm sure it's pretty dismaying to see somebody like MF Hussain in exile. But does it also make artists like yourself more self-conscious, in a sense, or more wary of how you approach your art?
Hello?
Yeah, Subodh, if you can hear me, are you able to hear me, Subodh?
Yeah.
Tuba.com,